Shwetambar, no. Believing in the Atma that is completely devoid of Gye, of Rag, and of Kashay, and body, and karma, pure soul. Then your Gyan becomes right, you're interested in the Gyan. And that Gyan, Mati Shrut, Mati Shrut, Mati Shrut, repeatedly you do 48 minutes, it becomes Keval Gyan. So the more you're interested in the Gye, you're away from Keval Gyan. The more you're interested in Gyan, you're nearer to Keval Gyan. Now it's up to you. You do this work in one life, in one Samaik, or 4 lives, or 10 lives, or you don't do it at all. It's up to each individual. No Bhagwan can make you Bhagwan. They all are sitting quietly and telling us the way. That you're a pure soul, your Jnananand Swabhav, Keval Gyan is hidden in you, manifested. Does it make sense, dear children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Very powerful, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Very powerful, no? Okay, so like this, you have to read the sutras. Like this, you have to read and enjoy and have beautiful insights. This Tattvarth is the best work in Sanskrit. That's why it is so popular. Simply memorizing the sutras, learning it, no. Everything, each and every sutra is connected. Only when you practice all the sutras, you will reach the last stage. Even one sutra, if you miss it, you cannot reach your goal. Like if you have to know driving, learn driving, you have to know all the parts of the car. You have to know the gear, you have to know the accelerator, you have to know what, 100 things you have to know. Same here with Moksha Marg. Okay, so this text is nothing but methodology of moksha, practical. So understood, Avagraha, Mati, Shruta. So Shrut has 3 meanings. Shrut Gyan has 3 meanings. Very popular are 2, and very lesser known is the one that I'm going to give you. One is Shastra ka Gyan is called Shrut Gyan. Scriptural knowledge is called Shrut Gyan. But the Nigodh Jiva also has 1/1,000,000th part of Shrut Gyan. But it has no access to scriptures. First point. So that cannot be the definition. Second point, they say sun karke hone wala gyan. Shrut matlab hearing. There are 2 things in Indian culture, Shruti and Smriti Parampara. People heard, people memorized, they passed it on to the next generation. They heard, they remembered, they passed it on. They were all not documented for thousands of years. The Vedas came down Shruti Parampara. The Agamas came down through Shruti Parampara. They were revealed in 5th century BC, but documented only in 5th century AD. And most of it interpolated. The essence was lost. And then Kunda Kunda gave it in the 1st century. And following Kunda Kunda's step, Umaswami gave it in Sanskrit. The same knowledge that Kunda Kunda passed it on. And after 1,000 years, Amrit Chandra Acharya wrote the commentary on Samesa, Kunda Kunda's literature. So till then, it was all coming through Shruti Parampara. That is why you see so many variations, people following all that. Okay? But the essence is the same and it is yet intact and it will be there till the end of the 5th era. After that, the first religion to get lost will be Jainism. In the morning and in the evening, the other religions. That much of Mithyatva will be prevalent. That only one family will be professing following Jainism at the end of the 5th era. One family means one sadhu, sadhvi, shravak, shravik. Ek hi rahenge. And they all will be Ek Bhav Avatari. So at the end of the 5th era, you can have Ek Bhav Avatari. So why we can't have now? Definitely we can. Provided we understand the real Jainism and follow it. With lot of passion, enthusiasm, insight, zeal, energy, virya lagao. Virya lagaoge to virya antray टूटेगा. Antray 5 antray टूटेगा. Now we are understanding because Jnanavarniya Mohaniya karma is subsided. But now if you don't exert, you're binding Antaray karma. And when you exert, you are getting rid of Antaray. So who is stopping your Keval Gyan? It is Mohaniya karma and Antaray karma. And they happen because we fail to exert in the right way. So I take my tap as an exercise to exert according to the Gyan that I'm learning. And through this tap, I have given myself the gift of divinity and spirituality. So meri danantrai toot gayi. Again and again, I'm experiencing that labh of divinity, spirituality. So mera labhantrai tootega. I experience it, bhog, to bhogantrai. Again, repeatedly experiencing upabhogantrai. And my virya is not going out anywhere. So my virya is increased. Now you understand from where I get the strength. Tap or virya ka, gyan or virya ka connection, mohaniya, all you can see. So to understand one thing, you have to understand millions of things in Jains. When if one thing you don't understand correctly means you have not understood the Tattvartha Shraddhan Samyak Darshan ka path. Okay, come back. I don't want to preach. I want to just teach. So these 5 types of Gyan, clear, I've understood. Gyan refers to, now listen, write one more line. Bheda Vigyan. What is the meaning of Bheda Vigyan? So there is Bheda. There is Bheda between all these 3. Body and soul, there is Bheda. Gyan and Rag, there is Bheda. Gyan and Gye, there is Bheda. Having the Vishisht Gyan of that Bhed is Bheda Vigyan. कहते हैं ना भेद विज्ञान करना, भेद विज्ञान करना. अरे भेद है उसका विज्ञान ही करना, ज्ञान ही करना और कुछ नहीं करना. So Jainism is promoting Gyata, Drashta, Akarta Swabhav of the Atma. And the more Akarta you become, your Gyata, Drashta Bhav, you will be nearer to that Bhav. And the more you are the Karta of Indriya, Man, Vachan, Kaya, material things, you are away from your Gyata, Drashta. Even though that time also you are Gyata, Drashta. You understand, dear children?
Yes,
is it loud and clear?
Yes.
Okay, so this way you have to understand the 5 types of knowledge. And what are these 5? Next sutra, Tat Pramane. They all are valid knowledge.
Ma'am, you're giving the 3rd type of definition for Shruta Gyan?
Likho. So first is scriptural knowledge, Shruta Gyan. Second is listening and you get the knowledge. And the third is, you have to read my article on the 14 types of Shruta Gyan. Now this Shruta Gyan is there even in the Nigodh Jeev. But because the Nigodh Jeev is Mithya Drishti, its Gyan is called Shruta Gyan. And you and I, you may have the knowledge of the 14 Purvas. But if you don't have Samyak Darshan, it is Shruta Gyan. You may have knowledge of physics, chemistry, biology, Acharang, Sutrakritang, Utradyan, Tattvart, everything. But you have not got the Samyak Darshan of the Gyan Anand Swabhav Atma. Then that Gyan is also Shrut Agyan. So Shrut Gyan is, write down now the definition, decisive knowledge. The knowledge which determines and decides the difference between Gyan and Gye, Gyan and Rag, Atma and body. That Gyan is Shrut Gyan. And now the 14 types of Shrut Gyan are mentioned in everywhere. It is there in Gomatsar, it is there in Nandi Sutra, it is there everywhere. So those 14 ways you have to understand Shrut Gyan. So now from Sutra number, kya bole? Sutra number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, we'll talk about Mati Gyan. 20th, we'll talk about Shrut Gyan. 21, 22 and all will talk about Avdhi Gyan, Manpariv Gyan, then Keval Gyan, then Agyan. Then the whole, this thing is called Praman. Then they'll give you 2 sutras for Naya. We studied, no, Pramana, Nayar, Dhigamaha. Through Praman and Naya, you get the valid knowledge. So first they are discussing Praman. Then they will discuss Naya. Then they are going to go to the second chapter. Other than Gyan, what are the other ways to talk about Atma? So वहाँ पे भाव, गति, जाति, वो सब आएगा. Like that. You understand how systematically the sutras are written?
Ma'am, sorry, you said 3 types of Shuddhyan. Scriptural listening, and which was the third one?
Decisive knowledge.
Okay.
So even the ant knows the difference between sugar and salt. So वो भी decision लेती है that I need sugar, I don't need salt. But it is directed towards par. So that is called Shrutagyan. Now the ant has never heard any tutorials on sugar and salt. उसको सुन करके ज्ञान नहीं होता है. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sensed beings and the animals, they have intuitive Shrutagyan. Intuitive level se chalte. A tree knows that it has to take carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. All the cells in the tree know what to do. All the body cells, our body cells know what to do. So there is wisdom everywhere. Circulatory cells know to do the work of circulation. Reproductive, excretory, digestive, all the cells do their work. So they know. You understand what I'm telling?
Yeah, ma'am,
So,
but sorry.
In a tree, there are many flowers and fruits and leaves. So each tomato opening is one life. Each flower is one life. Each fruit is one life. And the whole tree together is one life. एक आत्मा है पेड़ का. बाकी सब छोटे 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 जीव है. Like that, in our body also we are one life. But so many millions of lives in our body. And 50% of our body is Nigod Jeev. And when you do tap, Nigod Jeev marte hain. And you get the energy.
Yeah,
You're
ma'am,
allowing the Atma ki energy to manifest. Haan, bolo.
Yeah, you mentioned that scriptural and listening are also Shrudhnan. But aren't they Matignan? I'm a little confused, when.
Yeah. Now see, listen to me carefully. You're taking me to the next part of the lesson. When I teach you Mati Gyan, I will take your question.
Okay.
Now
sure.
I'm just telling you these 5 types of knowledge.
Sure.
So Mati Gyan is called sensory knowledge. Shrut Gyan is called decisive knowledge. Avdhi Gyan is called clairvoyance. Sitting here, you're able to cognize what is happening on the other side of the wall without the medium of senses and mind. That is Avdhi Gyan. So with the help of the senses and mind, you cognize. It is called Mati Shrut Gyan. Manpariv Gyan is telepathy, reading others' minds as they are, not through Anuman or inference. Looking at body language, you understand. No. What is going on in their mind, you are able to scan it without the medium of senses and mind. That is called telepathy or Mana Paryay Gyan. And the last one is Keval Gyan. And what is the definition of Keval Gyan? To cognize all the Dravya along with their Gun and Paryay. Jeev and Ajeev Dravya. Gun and Paryay of Jeev and Ajeev. Of past, present, future. Simultaneously in one unit of time is called omniscience. Keval Gyan. And that Keval Gyan manifests and you get, and that will come only when you pursue the Vitrag Bhav. When you pursue Rag Bhav, it is Avaran on the Gyan. It is an obscuring on the Gyan. It is an obscuring on the Darshan. It is Mohaniya and Antarayika, all the 4. And when you pursue the Gyan, it becomes Mati Gyan, Shrut Gyan. And for Moksha, you need only 2 Gyan. Mati Gyan, Shrut Gyan. So all our studies is to get Samyak Darshan, and that includes converting the Mati Agyan, Shrut Agyan to some Mati Gyan, Shrut Gyan. When your Mati become right, it is Samyak Gati. Hello. Why do you keep yourself unmuted, dear Aarti?
Not me, ma'am. Not me. Ram sir, I think.
Okay, leave it. Chalo, understood? 5 types of knowledge. Now, all the living beings, 1 sense to 5 sense, micro to macro. Gyan is the Swabhav. It is ever present throughout. Anadi Kal se Anant Kal tak Gyan will be. But the degrees of Gyan will be different. The purity of Gyan will be different. The layering of the Gyan will decide Gyanavarn kisko kitna hai, kitna hai, kitna. Depending on their aptitude, depending on their attitude, depending on their outlook, that makes all the degrees of Gyan and Moha. So Gyan and Moha are inversely proportional. The more you take to Gyan, you're diluting your Moha. And the more you're behind Moha, you're creating the Avaran on the Gyan. Gyanavaran Darshana. So the study of theory of knowledge is very, very, very important. In all the philosophies, they have given the theories of knowledge. And before studying all this, even I used to think differently about 5 types of Gyan and Tattva. But after systematically studying deeper and deeper and deeper, I'm able to give you more insights. And that comes because of my reading and Chintan. So Chintan hoga to Chinta jayegi. Chinta hai to Chintan nahi. Like that. Okay. Chalo. So Tat Pramani, they are called as Praman. The 5 types of knowledge are Praman. What is Praman? Prakrisht roop se measuring. Mana means measuring. Pramana. And out of these 5 types of Gyan, the first 2 Adye are Paroksh, indirect. Indirect means with the help of senses and mind. And the last 3 are Pratyaksh. Aksh means Atma. Pratyaksh means direct to the Atma. Paroksh means indirect to the Atma. Understood? Pratyaksham. Okay. Now read the chart of Praman. Paroksh is the one that is got through the help of the medium of senses and mind, and it is of 2 types, Mati Shrut. And Pratyaksh is of 2 types, Sakal and Vikal. Sakal matlab complete, Vikal matlab partial. And that Vikal is of 2 types, Avadhi Manparya. And Sakal is Keval Gyan. That's how you have to read that chart. Okay. Now, looking at the next chart on page number 10, you have the difference between Mati Shrut Gyan and Keval Gyan. For Moksha, you don't need Keval Gyan. Keval Gyan is the fruit of the application of Mati Shrut Gyan. Now, in this Keval Gyan, you don't, there are 2-3 meanings of Keval Gyan. Write down. One, Keval Gyan means Keval, only Gyan. Like the Samudra is only water, 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 water. Like that, Atma, Keval Gyan, 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 Swabhav. That room example I gave. That is one meaning of Keval Gyan. Another meaning of Keval Gyan is the 13th Gunasthan manifestation of complete Gyan. And another meaning is the reflection of the Loka Lok in Keval Gyan. So reflection of Loka Lok Gyan is fruit. Getting the 13th Gunasthan is fruit. And the first definition I gave you, that Atma is Keval Gyan, 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 Swabhav. Understanding that I am that Keval Gyan, not that Keval Gyan, 13th Gunasthan wala Keval Gyan. So all the Nigod, they say no, Jo Nigod mein sohi mujh mein sohi moksha mancha. So Nigod mein Jeev is external body is of Nigod. But internally what it is doing, Gyan. What you have to go to moksha and do, Gyan. And what we are doing throughout, Gyan only. You learn driving. What you're doing, Gyan. You learn business, Gyan. You learn cooking, Gyan. You're listening to me and doing Gyan. You're tasting anything, you're getting Gyan. You're smelling anything, you're getting Gyan. You're listening, you're Gyan. You're shopping, Gyan. Where is it that you're not doing the Gyan? But that Gyan is not going to get you that Keval Gyan. Having the Mahima of the Gyan Swabhava Atma and not interested in anything that is reflected in the Atma. That is Charitra, that is Tap, that is Vairagya, that is Moksha. You need so much of discipline and determination and interest to dive deep into the Gyan Swabhav and convert it into Keval. And until and unless you convert it to Keval Gyan, we will be taking rebirth. Nobody can stop us. Only we ourselves can stop us. So how many are interested in Gyan? How many are interested in Gye? That makes the variety of species. And the one who is interested in Gyan is called monk mind. And the one who is interested in Gye is the monkey mind. He's the Kashaya Atma. He's a Yoga Atma. And all his upyog is going behind the material things. So that upyog is not interested in the upyog. Gyan Darshan are not interested in Gyan Darshan. They are interested in the things that get reflected in the Gyan Darshan. That is called Mithyatva. That is perversion. That is Brashtachar. That is Anachar. That is Atyachar on the Atma. That is Himsa. That is Parigra. That is Asatya. That is Chaurya. That is Abrahmachari. If that is there, means if you're not understanding the Gyan Swabhav, how much ever outside you do, Ahimsa, Satya, Aste, Brahmacharya, Parigra is all Asrav, Shubh Bhav Asrav. And you don't take to these vratas, it is Ashubh Bhav Asrav. But you have to transcend both to experience the Shuddha Swabhav of the Atma to get to the Shuddha Upyog. And your Upyog becomes Shuddha, it creates the Keval Gyan. And when it becomes perfect and complete, that is the 13th Gunasthan. And the creation of it happens from the 4th Gunasthan to the 12th Gunasthan. And that many levels of karma are gone. 148 karma, which Gunasthan, which karma goes. Karma goes means that much of Gyan has manifested. Understood? Clear? Does it make sense?
Ma'am, I have a question. If Keval Gyan is manifested at Gunasthan, 13th Gunasthan, then with the previous 12 Gunasthans, how would that difference or improvement in the knowledge or acknowledgement of the knowledge happen?
See here, what is stopping our Keval Gyan is Mohaniya Karma, and not less Gyan or more Gyan. And that 28 divisions of Mohaniya Karam are diluted from 4th Gunasthan to 12th Gunasthan. And the moment the Jeev becomes Kshina Mohaniya, the very next moment it is Keval Gyan, Keval Darshan.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, so understood this. So now look at the Indriya Gyan, Mati Shruti Gyan is our Prakat Gyan. And Keval Gyan is Hamara Swabhav Gyan. Eternal pure nature is Swabhav. Mati Shrut is dependent on outside things. TV is not there, you cannot get the experience of it. Mobile is not there, you cannot. So it is dependent. But Keval Gyan Swabhav is independent of all things. Even though the future is not present, it can cognize. It is not dependent. Now this Indriya Gyan happens in an order, one after the other. When you're seeing, you're not smelling. When you're smelling, you're not listening. You may be doing all, but the upyog will focus only on one at a time. So वो क्रमिक होता है, क्रम से होता है. And Keval Gyan is Yugpat, all the substances simultaneously. That is the power of Gyan. So we have not manifested our power. That's why we are in Sansar. We are Sansari. And those who work on the manifestation of that power of Gyan, they become Bhagwan. So Bhagwan is inherent in us. He is immanent And you have to transcend all the Indriyas to manifest it. He's immanent as well as transcendent. That is the Atma. Okay. Now this Mati Shuddh Gyan will be Kshanik, Shayokshamik. And Keval Gyan is Shaik, Shashvat, eternal. Mati Shuddh will be increasing or decreasing. But Keval Gyan is always of the same type. Mati Shuddh is Indriya Gyan. And Keval Gyan is Atindriya Gyan. Okay. So like that you have to understand. Now what is this Mati Gyan? In Sutra number 13, they are telling you the other names for Mati Gyan. And through that they are going to tell you how this Mati Gyan operates. So Matihi, Smritihi, Sangya, Chinta Bhinibodha. You should not say Chinta Bhinibodha. Chinta Abhinibodha. Ityanarthantaram. Iti Arthantaram. These are the other names for Mati Gyan. Now what is one? Matihi is Mati. Smritihi is memory. Sangya is other name for Sangya is Pratyabhigyan, recognition. The next one is Chinta, which is Tarka, reasoning. Write down. Abhinibodh is Anuman or inference. Mati, Smriti is memory. Mati is what? Niche diya hua. Indri or man ki sahayata se. With the help of the senses and the mind that you get Gyan is called Mati Gyan. Smriti is memory. In memory, what you are doing? Gyan. Then you recognize something after memory. It is called as Pratyabhigyan or recognition. Then you do Chinta. Chinta is not Chinta. Charitra wali Chinta nahi. Logic wali Chinta is Tarka, reasoning. And then you get the Abhinibodha, that is inference. Anuman. Now listen to Mati Gyan, as Parasbhai asked, what is Mati Gyan? The moment there is a sense-object contact, you will get some Gyan. And that Gyan will go to your Dharna. And that Dharna thing will come in the next sutra, next to next sutra. Okay, the moment you see a sense-object contact, that is Mati. And you will remember your past. Oh, you have seen the Taj Mahal. You see the Taj Mahal and you remember the photo of Taj Mahal and you recognize that this is a Taj Mahal. Why do you go to your house every day? Why don't you go to other houses? In your memory, it is that this is my house. Supposing you see me after 20, 30 years. It looks like her. Not sure if it is she. So what you're doing, you're trying to figure out things. That she is Priya ma'am or not. So you're trying to recognize what came to your memory. So in memory, it is faded. You try to recollect. There may be some gaps. You understand? We forget, no? We forget things. It looks like this, but it is or not. You'll apply. Looking at it, oh, yes, it is that only. Then what happens? So you're applying, no? Tarka, reasoning. To recognize, you're applying the reasoning. And now you get the inference of it, Anuman. So Chadmast ka Gyan is always Anuman only. Kevali Bhagwan ka Gyan is Pratyaksh. Hamare liye Paroksh. Now I'll tell you one thing. You see a dead body. What do you conclude? What do you conclude? Jeev is gone.
It's gone.
Did you see the Jeev going? But looking at one, you get the knowledge of the other is called Anuman. So in your Anuman, it becomes Pratyakshvat. I'll give you now the example of the elephant and the trunk. There is one elephant and it is caught in the quicksand. And it is Raja's elephant. Did I give this example in the last class? No. So listen, very beautiful example, awesome example. And what you see of the elephant is only one small trunk. Pura trunk bhi nahi dikh raha, chota sa trunk dikh raha. Maybe half of the trunk is seen. Now, some Rajas people, they pass that way and they are able to see the trunk of the elephant. What do they infer?
The elephant is stuck.
The elephant is stuck. So, दिखता है trunk. देख लिया elephant को. कहाँ देखा? ज्ञान में देखा. अभी प्रत्यक्ष सामने नहीं आया. But ज्ञान में प्रत्यक्षवत हो गया. Now you are applying all the energy to pull out that elephant. But you are not able to pull it out. So when will this elephant come out? So what the king's people do, they beat the war trumpets. Yuddha ki bheri bajate hain. So yuddha ki bheri, you know what all the war like situation ka creation hota hai. And now this elephant remembers. So first the sense object contact hua of the trumpets. So memory aaya usko. Arey, I am the king's elephant. I fought so many battles for the king. I'm not an ordinary elephant. I have a lot of Shakti. I've conquered so many people in the past. Smriti hua. Recognition hua. Ye to Raja ke trumpets hai. Raja mujhe bula raha. The king is calling me. He applies all the reasoning. You understand? और उसको अनुमान हो जाता है कि that I can come out. Willpower आ जाता है, I can come out. And he applies all the purusharth. And people pull him out of them. Until and unless he applies the purusharth, nobody can pull him out. He's a huge elephant. So, usko apna, who is this elephant? It is our Atma. And what is the quicksand? It is the karma. It is the kashai. It is the moha. It is the agyan. It is a perversion. And who are the trumpets and all? They are Dev Guru Shastra. So we have to apply the virya and settle in gyan and all the gayom ke prati jo akarshan hai, attraction for all the gay will go, then that vitragta will manifest, then keval gyan will manifest. Not until. So keval gyan is preceded by vitragta. And vitragta will come when you look at your gyayak swabha. When you apply the purusharth on settling in the gyayak swabha. Until then, it won't come out. So you understand now, Ghati Karma, Gyanavarnya, Darshanavarnya, Mohani, Antray, how they are at play in pulling us down in the quicksand of Sansar, and how Dev Guru Shastra, the trumpets are helping us to pull us out. But we are not understanding their language and we are not applying the Purusharth. Yes, Bolo. Bolo.
I just said thank you, ma'am. That's it, ma'am. You know,
Okay.
that concept is, you know, that's imbibed into my mind. So I just said thank you to you at that time.
Okay. So understood this 5 types of Mati Gyan. Now you go home. You see a lot of slippers. So what do you infer? That guests are inside. You haven't faced the guests. You have not seen the guests. But the guests have become apparent to you in your Gyan. You see a lot of clouds. It's a cloudy day. What do you infer? That it is going to rain. You have not seen the rain. The rain will be seen only when it comes. If a child is studying very hard in the childhood, oh, ye bada hoke bada aadmi banega. अब ये बना नहीं है, लेकिन ज्ञान में प्रकट हो. Like that, केवल ज्ञान ज्ञान में प्रकट हो जाएगा. Through सम्यक दर्शन ज्ञान चारित्र, फिर प्रत्यक्ष में प्रकट. So looking at the trunk is the ज्ञान पर्याय, and the whole elephant is ज्ञायक भगवान. Looking at the Gyan, you have to infer the Gyaya. This process is called Samayik. This process is called Pratikraman. This process is called Uppas. This process is called Sallek. This process is called Yatra. All the rituals. But this is the spirituality behind. Looking at the wave of the ocean, you see the whole ocean. Looking at one Gyan ki Paryay, from where this Paryay is coming? From my Gyayak Atma. Oh, I am that, thou art that. Tattvam Asi, Appa So Paramappa. I am that Paramatma. And that Atma is going to give me Keval Gyan. My Atma is going to give me Keval Gyan. My Atma is going to give me Moksha Marg. So more than Bhagwan, you have to love your Atma. Liking Bhagwan is Rag, but absorbing in your Atma is Vitrag. And that is the obedience of Vitrag Bhagwan, which he wants. He does not want your adoration for him. He's sitting and telling, look how I'm adoring my Atma. You also sit and adore your Atma. But we keep on adoring him. We adore his Samosharan, we adore his body, we adore him without knowing what he's adoring. So even though we are taking to Jainism, we are taking to Rag.
I have a question here, ma'am. With this particular kind of rag, we say that this is Shubh rag. Right. So what I have understood is that rag and dvesh are two sides of coin. So with Shubha rag, you can't have Shubha dvesh. So how would you then justify dvesh in this case?
Very good. When you have Shubha Raga, you are having Dvesh for your Atma.
Okay.
And if you think that Shubha Raga will liberate you, it is Mithyatva.
Okay.
With this Shubha Raga, you will go to Devlok. But after you have enjoyed the fruit of that Shubha Raga, you'll with that Mithyatva load, you will go to Nibbana.
Okay. Yeah, got it now. Thank you.
So now this Mati Gyan you have understood. I would like to stop with this sutra. I've got a call. I've got to go. It's 5:30.
Okay,
We'll continue in the next class, and I'll finish this chapter in the next class.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
साथ में रहिएगा, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anubodhana.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. You're all my extended family. Love you all.
खूब anubodhana.
निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार के लिए जिन वाणी वंदना शतबार. Thank you all. Jai
Jayendra, ma'am. Thank you.
Sata Ratna, ma'am.
Anubodhana.